Hey loves, so let me talk about the products I'm using first before I forget, and then I'll get to the introduction in a bit. I'm using Makartt Pro's Big Shot and Pinky Promise, along with Not Polish's Acting Shady, My Commitment, along with their Platinum Gel Liner, and Nail House's gel polishes in the shades Sky and Ash, 𝘂𝘪𝘗𝘰𝘠's acrylic brush in the number 10, Crafts by 9 extra long square no C-curve tips, 𝘂𝘪𝘗 monomer and stick it glue. And yeah, so welcome to today's video, you guys. If you're new here, welcome, and thank you guys so much for being here. I wanted to do that quick talk of the products that I'm using before my introduction, because I tend to forget what the shade numbers or the shade colors are if I skip it or don't talk about it as soon as it comes on the screen. So I wanted to just get that out of the way so we can talk about other things throughout today's video. So as you see from today's title, I'm gonna be doing a part 2 of the Disney series. This is part 2, and I'm super excited. Somebody actually DM'd me to do a Monsters Inc., and I said of course. I actually just watched Monsters Inc. last week, and I was feeling very inspired, and then that DM, I was just like, of course. So what I did is I actually went on Pinterest, and I will be leaving the person that I got the inspo from down below. It is a gorgeous set, and I try to recreate it as best as I could. My nail art is not 100% there, of course, but I tried my absolute best, and I actually was pleasantly surprised because it looked like what I wanted it to. You know, it wasn't like perfect, of course, but I even asked my boyfriend after I was done with the set, without telling him what I was doing or what character it was. I was like, what kind of nails are these? And he was like, oh, it's Sully from Monsters Inc. It actually looks really good. And I was like, thank you. So that made me super happy and excited, because if other people can see what it is, thank you. You know, like, I did my job. And yeah, I try to copy it as best as I could off of the screen. But it is very hard when you're looking at a picture and you're trying to like mimic it to you or to your nail. And like being like me, that's not good at art, it's very hard to do, but I did try my best. And I obviously had some amazing gel polishes to work with, which are super pigmented. You don't have to go in for a second coat, so one coat is all I use for all of the colors that I use, and that always helps. A good polish, along with everything, a good acrylic, a good monomer, a good brush, it makes your job so much easier if it were in good quality products. So yes, all of my discount codes are linked down below. I do have a discount code for Crafts by 9, 𝘂𝘪𝘗𝘰, Not Polish, Makartt, Nail House. Am I missing anything? I don't think so, but yes, I do have discount codes for all of them. They're all different discount codes, so check it out down below in my link tree. Or you can, of course, just look down below, and all the direct codes for everything that I'm using is also down there. I also wanted to mention, you guys, that if you are not following me on my nail supply page, please do so. It would mean the world to me. It's Crafts by 9. We are coming out with so many new products. I feel super happy of how much I feel like we're expanding. I definitely want to get more in depth in a different video, but I'm just super excited because we are launching new products next week. And so make sure to follow me on both of my Instagrams, Myra, like my Beauty by Myra one, and my Crafts by 9 one. But of course, Crafts by 9, I will be keeping you guys way more updated, and of course more pictures and videos and things like that. We do have 6 brand ambassadors, which I will be announcing very soon. And I'm just so over the moon happy and grateful for every order we've ever received, every like, comment, repost, every follow, every person that even thinks about purchasing from us. I want to thank you guys so much. But like I said, I definitely want to get into a specific video on Crafts by 9 to say all of this, because right now I'm just like kind of mumbling you know, because I'm thinking of this. But yeah, it just makes me really, really happy of how much we're growing over here on Crafts by 9. So yeah, the pointer finger, I decided to do the green, which is what was on that Pinterest picture. And it's so gorgeous. All not polished products are to die for. They're beautiful. And the middle finger, I used the Acting Shady one, which is a very beautiful nude color. It's actually one of my favorites, and it's one of my newest favorites too, because it's one of their newest acrylic collection powders. So it kind of just came out, and I am so obsessed with the color. This ring finger, I am using McCart's Pinky Promise, and as you can see, I am more than halfway done with the container because that is how beautiful it is. It honestly is super buttery and easy to work with. As you guys can see, it kind of glides on your nail. It makes the process so much easier. And this is what it looks like. And in the pinky, I used Big Shot, which is a super packed, like jam-packed with glitter blue acrylic. And you just have to be very careful when it comes to, like, you know, glitter acrylics, like in particular this one, because it can get on your skin. And if you're doing the pop-off method like me, I have to be super careful and can't really get things on my skin, because then it'll be really hard for them to come off. Or I have to be super careful and try not to have my nails pop off. So, yeah, that's basically all I did. I did about 2, maybe 3, maybe 4 beads in each finger. These were like more of a medium to long length. It's funny because whenever I say medium nails, people are like, that's like extra long. So to me, this is medium to long. But of course, every single person has like different lengths. I highly suggest, if you're taking clients, to have a length chart, because that helps your client tremendously. When I used to take clients, my medium was not somebody else's medium. So they would come to me with a picture and be like, I want this medium length. But to me, it wasn't medium. So that's why it's super important to have a length chart. You just have to, maybe on a practice hand, do a few nails of different lengths, take pictures, and then, you know, put it all together and write what each length is, what your short is, medium, extra long, whatever it is. So that helps so much, you guys, and it makes it so easy because you know your own lengths. And so you don't have to be like looking at pictures and be like, what length is that? Or it might look medium, but to your client, it might look short, you know? So there's no confusion on that part. I highly recommend you doing a size length chart, I mean. So if you guys have any questions on how to do it or anything like that, let me know down below, and I would be more than happy to help. I did have one when I was taking clients, and it helped so much. So that's why I definitely recommend you guys having one as well. Alrighty, so here I am. I'm using the Crafts by 9 nail art palette, and I decided to just like put all the gel polishes on the palette and then just pick it up from there. And like I said, I had my phone on a stand, and so I was like eyeballing what I was kind of drawing out, and that is the way that I went. I know some people actually trace out their drawings beforehand with a pencil, and I have tried that once or twice, but I feel like it takes too long for me and I get very frustrated. So I just skip that step entirely at this point. So I kind of just go like straightforward. I also needed a darker blue for like the outline of Sully, or like the highlight of him. And so I mixed together a little tiny bit of black, and that is how pigmented this black gel polish is. I mean, I grabbed a little bit of it and it basically changed up the whole blue. So that's just how pigmented it is. And so then I'm kind of just doing that outline, like I was saying, like by the ears, and then I believe a little bit of highlight in the face. Of course, it didn't look exactly like him, and I was a little bit sad about that, but you can tell who it was, and that's all that matters. But, you know, it wasn't like that bad. So I was like really proud of myself. I don't know what it was. I don't know if he was looking, I don't know where exactly he didn't look like himself, but there was something there, and I just couldn't get it. So but yeah, I did like his smiley face, and then I kind of outlined that with black. And so I did play around with like the colors, kind of like the picture showed. I really wanted to get into like the shadowing and give it a little bit more depth, because if I just left it as is, it was just gonna look way less than what I was trying to do, you know. So it's always good to give it like that dimension, those different tones, different what is it called, like just the highlights in the face or wherever it needs to be, so it can give it that like more natural look. Am I making sense? I sound like I know how to draw or something, but I really don't. But that's how I feel about it. So yeah, then I started drawing in the nose. I started pretending like I knew how to draw and doing like those really fast strokes, and I had no idea what I was doing. And then I grabbed a little bit of the white, and then of course I cure in between each color. I always make a point to say this because it's very important to do so. You obviously don't want to go in with the blue and not cure it and then go in with the white. It's just going to mix together and make a mess. So make sure to cure at least, 10 to 15 seconds in between each color. I know my gel polishes that I'm using very well, and I know that they do cure in 10 to 15 seconds. Of course, not completely, but enough for me to do a next color. So just know whatever polishes you're using, because some take longer to dry. And so, you'll just go into it after 10 seconds, but it might not be completely dry. But these gel polishes that I am using today, I 100% know that they dry within those 15 seconds. And so that's what I do in between each color, just because I don't want to be drying it for 60 seconds in between each layer, knowing that I have to use like 10 different layers. And, it's just too much time, and it's unnecessary because I am going to completely cure it at the end. So then here I am outlining like the nose. I did have to erase a little bit because I messed up. But see, that is what's amazing about curing in between each color too, because if it's completely cured, you can just wipe it off, whatever color you're messing up on, like the one you're working on, and it'll completely come off, but not everything, only that color. And so it's very helpful when you're drawing and doing layers of different colors, because you can just erase or, take off whatever it is that you're working on. And then I'm giving it like that dimension that I was talking about with the black, kind of going back to places that I feel like need a little bit more. And this was just basically based off of what I saw with my eyes. The picture itself had so much dimension and a lot of like, really cool features, but I felt like if I added too much to mine, it just was gonna look even less than what I was trying to do. So I just kept it at that. And then I stopped looking at the picture and kind of added my own like dimension to it, what my eye was looking at and what I felt like it needed. Now, because I stopped looking at the inspo picture, I was looking at my nail and I was like, it's missing something. So then I had to go back to the picture and realize that I forgot the horns. So I mixed a little bit of the white and the black, like a very tiny bit, to create that gray. And it's not gray, it was like a little bit more on the white side. And so I drew that in, the horns at the top, and they were kind of meeting each other. And then I filled those in. Of course, I cured for 10 to 15 seconds. And then I got a darker shade of gray, a little bit more on the black side. And I kind of drew in those lines all over. And I felt like that made it really pop. And it felt like that's what made it look like Sully. I don't know, maybe just me, but I thought they came out super cute. And so now it's time to draw the sock. And I drew it on the pointer finger, which has that like very pretty green on it. The sock, of course, is just white, and it does have a little bit of dimension to it. I didn't want to leave it just like that. And then the Pinterest picture had some gray on it, and so I wanted to do it the same way. And so basically I just drew the outline of the sock, and then I filled it in. I did go in twice with the white just to make it more opaque, because I was doing it very lightly, the drawing, so it didn't get much pigmentation to it. So I did go in for it twice, cured in between each layer. And then I drew in the gray part which, you know, basically makes it look more like a sock. It's crazy how one little thing, it can look so 2D, and then you add a little bit of depth, a little bit of dimension, and it just changes the color, or it just changes the drawing completely, and it makes it look a little bit more realistic. And so that's what these 3 lines did to the sock. And this is what it looked like. Came out super cute. And now we're going in with the not polished metallic gel liners. I am using an art brush anyway because I like to get the lines super like thin, and I like to work better with them. And so I just put a little bit onto the heart nail art palette from Crafts by 9, and I'm just drawing those lines super carefully to make them as straight as I can. And I'm also eyeballing the length or the space in between each one so they can be pretty close to being the same, so it doesn't look like it's different. I obviously wanted them to be the same, and I think I drew like 3 or 4 lines, I believe. And this gel liner, metallic one, is so beautiful. Is it metallic? I believe they have a metallic line, but these, I showed them in the beginning, and of course they will be linked down below in the description box. But it is so beautiful. The glitters are so tiny that you can see so many of them, but it doesn't prevent, like, it doesn't have any coming out, so you don't have to like encapsulate, you don't have to do a thick layer of top coat, you don't have to worry about any of that because they are so tiny, but it's jam packed with them, so it looks absolutely beautiful. And then I cured them under the lamp for 60 seconds, and this is what it looks like. I am so proud of myself. But yeah, you guys, now I'm going in with the top coat to finish it off, and then some cuticle oil, and then I'm going to put on my Emily ring from Crafts by 9, and I'm completely done with today's set. So thank you guys so much for watching. Comment down below what Disney set you would like to see me do next. Make sure to go watch the ones I previously did, and I hope you guys liked today's video. Do not forget to like this video, comment, make sure to follow my Instagram, Crafts by 9 and Beauty by Myra. We have so many new products coming out in the next few days, and I'm so excited. I will be doing a separate video for that, just sharing everything new that's coming into our shop. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye guys.